Hello, people. It's your boy Usmaan back again with another Rival Fan podcast. As you can see from the title, it's that time of the season. Player of the season. Just to reiterate, Premier League player of the season. So whatever they've done in other competitions does not count. Isn't relevant to the conversation, really. I'm sure someone is going to probably mention statistics for the entirety of the season. Of course, that wouldn't be fair on other teams, such as Arsenal that don't get far in many competitions. Make sure, as always, you drop like, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in the comment section. After we've gone through this, we will recap your guys. We're going to recap the Europa League and, of course, the main competition, which is the Champions League. Get your thoughts in for player of the season. The way it's going to work is if a player has been mentioned, the person next to him. So, for example, if Kale just says, I don't know, let's just say Souček, for example. If Kale says Souček,
I won't.
If he says Souček, for example, nobody else is allowed to mention that person. And so forth,
I pray he says an Arsenal player. I pray he says an Arsenal player. Just so we can know.
If he does, there's going to be a poll on Twitter. You guys get to decide who wins. Obviously, get your suggestions down in the comment section. I got Mary with the flame emoji. You'd love to see it. And obviously, I don't actually remember. I'm trying to remember who it is, but we'll just say Mr. Bean for now. Big up. You love to see it. You love to see it. I'm trying to remember. It's someone I know personally, but I can't remember who's going to fake on. And Big Ron, obviously, always coming through. Good evening, gents. Good evening, Ron. Hopefully, you and the family are keeping well. Anyways, let's stop with the waffling. Let's get into it. Player of the season. We're going to start with Kale. It doesn't have to be an Arsenal player. Luckily for him, he could choose anyone in the league. Kale, who are you going for and why? You're going to have to put a case forward, and then we're going to debate, and then we'll see what the rest of the boys is. So, Kale, you've got the easy choice. You're first. Who are you going for, mate?
I'm going for Aubameyang.
Okay.
No, dude. Surely.
No,
surely.
You said Saka. You said Saka. You might. Maybe. But
Leno, maybe. Rob Holding. Let's go for Rob Holding.
Have you not got a call for on the back? I'm surprised you mentioned it first.
Mohamed El Neni. We'll go for him as well. No?
What about party time? Party time.
There we go. What a £50 million signing that was, eh? But okay. Fun is out the window. I'm gonna say, because he's the forgotten man at Manchester City, I'm gonna say Ilkay Gundogan.
Yaya Toure.
Exactly. Yaya Toure himself, Ilkay Gundogan. I feel like there's a few names that would have been. Exactly. There's a few names that would have been more obvious, but I feel like during City's their bad spell where they were not really in the title race, where everybody thought they were finished, he was the main guy that was really holding them up and scoring them the vital goals that ended up with them, I think, finally winning the league this season. His goals have dropped off recently, but I still think he's put in wonderful performances as well throughout the years, throughout the season. But it's just gone unnoticed because obviously there's a certain defender that I won't mention, but I imagine will be mentioned, whose performances have really propelled Manchester City into the title.
Kale, just to reiterate, you're meant to be arguing against the people, so don't pick him up because he's probably gonna get.
I've not said his name, so don't worry about it. It could be John Stones I'm talking about. You never know, man. But no, I feel like Gundogan, he scored the vital goals that kept them in the title, not the title pitch, but in the top 4 race. Because, like I said before, everybody thought they were finished. And I feel like in terms of when you think of best player, you have to obviously think about attacking players, and he has been probably City's most consistent attacking player in that team over the spell of a year. So that's my pick.
All right, fair enough. We've got Gundogan, so obviously that means no one else can select him. Great points. I don't think many would disagree. In particular, Kish is probably somewhere I've already voted for you, wherever he is. He's in gym already, but he's already voted on the poll. Right, Cody, we're going to go over to yourself. We've got one Manchester City player. I've got a feeling there's going to be many of them, but Cody, who are you going for?
I'm going to go for the guy that I was screaming for, and my club did not go and get him, and now he's at City.
Let's not do this.
No, he ain't gone in. Trust me about that. You know what I'm saying? No, it's Ruben Diaz, and it's every time I have to speak about him, it just gets me mad because the guy's a colossal defender. He's an absolute colossal defender, and for someone who has been bitching and moaning for 166 episodes of Free Midfield about defending, he makes me smile because he can actually defend. It's like he loves the art of defending. He's not afraid to go into a challenge.
Unless he's against Martial, just
of course, Jean-Paul Jeffers.
Yeah, listen, Martial, the last game was against Man City. Yeah, so he's finished on a high, and it's all good.
That's fair. No, his marking is fantastic. His positioning 9 times out of 10 is excellent. And last season, when they didn't have company he obviously retired, they missed a leader at the back. And he's come in and he's been that leader at the back. He's made the midfielder's job easy in terms of tracking back. Fernandinho has not had to play centre back for ages because they've got someone in there that does the job perfectly. And Ruben Diaz has also come to the league first season, and it's not even about adapting. He's made it his league within a year. So for me, he's the player of the season. And again, it makes me angry because I was screaming his name, and I don't have him no more in it. So
don't have him no more. You never had him.
I had him on FM. But he's
FM.
I had Neymar at Arsenal on FM, so that must.
Oh shit! We're sorry, you'll get Champions League in 1 year in it, so it's fine. Right? Okay, Daniel, over to you, bro. So you've heard the 2 Manchester City players. Are we gonna get a Chelsea representative? Are you going for someone else? What are your thoughts?
Timo Werner.
Thiago, I want a Thiago shot. That's what I'm waiting for.
The funny thing, fam, look, Timo, he's actually he's been bad overall. Oh, but not bad, but the stats say there's a next level for him to unlock. So hopefully next season we see the version of him we wanted at Leipzig. I mean, to get double-digit goals and assists after having a flop season, it's crazy to me. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. But no, man, not even going for a Chelsea player still. I'd actually go with Bruno Fernandes, man.
Let's go, Daniel!
The joy you gave Usmaan right there, man.
I'll go with Bruno, man. He's been quality. I think you have to look at the impacts that he had last year, and then obviously you look at the impact he's had this year as well. I know he's got the penalty shouts and whatnot, but when a player goes, I think his longest spell without a goal was 6 games, and that was a big thing. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's a midfielder, do you know what I'm saying? And when that's a thing now, you know that you're a problem for a lot of people in the league. I mean, he's got 17 goals in the league. That's crazy for a midfielder. He's got 27 in all comps, and that actually ties. And no one's talking about this, but that actually ties the record.
For Lampard,
Lampard, Lampard, a midfielder in 1 season. So, I mean, he could beat that because there's 3 games, or United actually have 4 games left. So he could easily beat that. He also has 17 assists in all comps and 11 in the league, which is another good thing for him. I mean, it all goes through him. And look, as much as people again and again, I'll keep saying this. As much as people want to say Oli this, Oli that, you're unbeaten away all season. That's not. A manager doesn't get that through vibes and having no tactics and not being someone who the players like and want to play for. So, yeah, man, Bruno definitely, and I'm seeing the comments. Someone said Shaw far more consistent.
Ron just said
Shaw. But even if you want to say Shaw is more consistent than Bruno is the game changer for your team. You take out Bruno, Man United don't finish second. If you take out Shaw, Man United can still finish second. So. It's Bruno. Yeah. Bruno is the guy in your team. So I'll go with Bruno. He deserves
they play Brandon Williams of left back. I don't think so.
But we have got talent as well, obviously. So he potentially can do a job. No, but I agree. I think between Bruno and Shaw, obviously it has to be Bruno without a shadow of a doubt. Shaw's probably been more consistent, I would say, throughout the season. But
I think it's easy to be a consistent left back. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's definitely true. Lawless, last but not least, you've kind of got the worst draw, but then again, I did offer it you, and I've got a feeling the player that you're going to say is already still available. But Lawless, you've heard 2 Man City players, a Man United player. Are we going for a West Ham player? What are your thoughts?
Do you know what? There's a reason why. I can't go with Lingard because he come in January, player of the season, player of the year, player of the player of sick half the year or whatever. Yeah, but the thing about West Ham is we haven't really had like this one player that has carried us through. Do you know what I mean? Like you look at our goals, we've been scoring goals from all over the pitch, you know what I mean, and assists. So it's been very much a team effort. So I can't go with a West Ham player. I have to go with I'm sort of loathed to pick. You know, it's a Spurs player, but he won't be one for much longer. I have to go with Harry Kane just because of as an individual performance in a dead Tottenham side, currently leading the charge for top goals and assists. Assists as a striker. It's insane.
He's top of both.
Top both. 21 goals, 13 assists.
Talk about assists. Let's talk about Bobby Firmino.
Firmino, like, listen, that guy's finished.
He never started.
He's no, but Kane, like, and the thing is to do it, you know, in a side. Obviously, look, they're playing Mourinho ball, a lot of defensiveness and things like that, and you know, he's not necessarily been a guy who's, you know, got someone to provide him tons of service. Obviously, he links up well with other players and things like that. Like, he's got to go in the summer. Like, he has to leave that club because he can get the player of the season. He can get all these little individual accolades. He needs the trophies now. That's what's holding him back. So, listen, I hate Spurs, but yeah, I've got to be real. You know.
Let's hear you say Haller for a second, please.
Yeah, someone said in the comments about it's my brother actually. But he loves the way you say Haller. I don't. How do you say
Haller? It's Haller. That's how you say it.
Yeah,
that's how you.
I thought it was some funny way you said it, like Haller or something like that. Is that
no. You don't pronounce the H. It's Haller.
Haller. Okay.
Oh, so like Azar.
I'm not trying. Like, you get a lot of our fans just call him Allah. Allah, lazy. Get Haller out of the club.
Honestly, I was just about to say, don't get Lawless started. Lawless is down on that hill for him the way I've died for Martial.
They're still slandering him. Like, he's left from months ago. Yeah, he's still getting slandered.
They're still slandering Martial. He's not played for 3 months. But if you saw what I put in the chat yesterday, Kojo, you know, Kojo knows I'm a real one for what I said. Yeah, I said tell him. But that's just me.
Someone talking about Grealish. I would never say Grealish. I can't.
I'm gonna quickly go through. I haven't actually got my show notes up like I normally have because I've messed up. But I've got a few off the top of my head that we haven't mentioned, so I want to just get everyone's thoughts on them. Jack Grealish being the obvious one. I haven't got no stats, but he's been injured for a while. I'm really surprised no one said Kevin De Bruyne. I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised no one said Kevin De Bruyne. I suppose Rashford's worth a shout, but I don't think you'd win it realistically. But these are honourable mentions, aren't they? Mount as well, actually. It's definitely worth a shout.
He would have been my young player, innit?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, we haven't done the young player, but obviously I'm going to say this now. You know, I'm someone that was not impressed with Mount at all when he first came into the team.
Wow,
so I've taken a huge L. So I'm going to say it on the stream because I haven't said it yet. So fair play to Mount. He's proved me wrong. You know, he's been an absolute revelation. And to be fair to the guy, he's a top lad, so you can tell by his interviews and whatnot. So I'm not mad about it. A couple other players. Again, I just want to put this into context of the teams they're in. Bamford, a lot of people have been saying him as well. When I mentioned it as well, 15 goals, I believe, in the Premier League. Not bad for him. I suppose Calvert-Lewin could have been in for a shout. But obviously, he kind of fell down a hole, apart from yesterday. You know, kind of came back. But listen, it is what it is. Before we move on, obviously, I'm just going to give everyone, 30 seconds to a minute to explain why their player over everybody else's player. And then we'll put a poll on Twitter to let you guys decide. Obviously, those honourable mentions, they're just irrelevant, basically, according to the lads. Kale, I'm going to go to you first and foremost. You've heard what everyone else has said. Just to recap, obviously, we've got Diaz, Bruno, and Harry Kane, and you went for Gundogan. So why is your guy player of the season over the other guys?
I think he stepped up when Manchester City desperately needed him. He was leading the charge in terms of goals. I think he's still up there in terms of goals. I think only eclipsed by current players like Phil Foden. But yeah, he's been their main man in midfield for a while, and he was the one that saved them and the reason why they were challenging for the title and are currently winning it.
Fair enough. Kojo, what do you reckon? Why is Diaz the guy over the rest of the boys?
He's the leader that City were missing at the back, and his performances have galvanized them going forward. Also, he's contributed going forward as well. Colossus, the defender, has got people questioning whether he's better out of him and Van Dijk already, and it's going to be his first year in the Premier League. And yeah, shout out Gundogan. It's only taken him 4 years to finally reach a level of being player of the season. So bun him. And
That's not how it works, man.
Bruno Fernandes, I love you, but we're second. We're not winning title. And as for Harry Kane, I mean, you play for Spurs, so it is what it is. So yeah, Ruben Dias.
That's your favorite team, though, man.
Oh
man, I like it.
Usman's second phase. Usman's always like, "Come on, Spurs!" in the chat. He's always winning on Spurs.
These are Man United fans, man.
I'm going to be honest, right? So the thing is, I've known Kish for about 10 years now, right? And since I've known him, right, I've never really met a Spurs fan. You don't get many up north, to be honest. So I've never really met.
That's a reason.
Yeah, exactly. The shit. Yeah. So like, they've been shit the whole time. Obviously under Poch. Yo, if you knew Kish under Poch, it'd be the way I'm bantering Cahill is the way he used to banter me. That's how it was. Like, bro, this guy would be messaging me all the time, constantly, and then obviously now I just say it all the time because obviously the shit in it, and he used to like literally 2 or 3 years ago when they Champions League final, bro. If they won that, I'm telling you, Kish would have been a different person.
Yes.
Kish would come across like this humble guy. He ain't humble, all right?
Wow.
He ain't humble at all.
You're talking about Kish. If Tottenham won the Champions League, Arsenal would be in the mud.
Man. The day they got to the final, I sent 2 pictures to the group chat at Free Midfield, distraught. Absolutely distraught. Couldn't take it. I was finished.
Later with that Lucas, that was
man. But anyway, there's a PS here because I feel like we need to talk about PSG and because you mentioned Pochettino.
Yeah, I was gonna go on because I was gonna say it anyways.
I'm just saying Pochettino shit in it. Anyway, back to you.
Cole just be kidding. Not Cole just much, but Benji, obviously. Benji, I love you, bro. But Benji's tagged me every time PSG have lost.
Yes.
Every time PSG have won a game this season, RB Leipzig have lost. He's tagged me. Like I'm playing Nagelsmann's dad or something, but it is where it is.
Who did Benji want as manager?
Poch, I wanted Nagelsmann, he wanted Poch.
Oh,
so that's why we've got this like rival. It's so stupid, but it's just bad, obviously. But yeah, it's what it is. Nagelsmann's going to buy in that, so you'll see levels. But anyways, Daniel, what are your thoughts, bro? You've heard what the other two have said. You're going for Bruno Fernandes. Why do you think Bruno Fernandes deserves it? Kojo made a point that Man United the second are not winning the leagues, therefore he can't win it.
Man United are actually 5 goals behind Manchester City. The reason why Man United aren't winning titles is no fault of Bruno Fernandes. It's actually about the defense around him. When you look at the situation at United as well, in terms of where they finished last season, the reason why they finished where they finished was because of Bruno Fernandes. And now this season, we've seen a full season of him where maybe aesthetically he might not be the best, but in terms of output, goals and assists, where it's the easiest evidence that you can use to judge a player, especially being a midfielder as well. Like, he passes leaps and bounds. Gundogan, I feel like, had a purple patch, like a very, very long purple patch. We had people saying, is he going to have the impact of Yaya Toure? Which I thought was great at the time. So, yeah, like now you can see that it definitely isn't even remotely close to the impact of Yaya Toure because that team is so good. Of course, I think Ruben Dias is the closest competitor. But again, you look at the teams and you compare the impact. Whose impact can you really weigh? Man City finished last year with the most clean sheets, 17, and that was without Ruben Dias. So you can obviously, yes, Ruben Dias has come in and has been good, but it's not like I think people saying he's had the same impact that Van Dijk did.
Yeah, that's too much.
I don't agree with that at all. But when you talk about impact in terms of output, when Man United was struggling to score goals before Bruno came, Man United was struggling to create chances before Bruno came. Bruno is now the fulcrum of that team and has taken the mantle, and it's taken less pressure off of Paul Pogba. And now you're seeing a better version of Paul Pogba as well. So in terms of single most impact that a player can have after Virgil van Dijk, it's definitely Bruno Fernandes, and we've seen that this season. So Bruno for me, man.
I know Citizen saying Ruben Dias for me. To be honest, I don't think many would disagree. Walaikum salam, bro. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully Ramadan's going well. And hello to the guys. Pochettino, we're going to come on that after Lawrence has said his bit because we are going to recap the Champions League and Europa League. So we'll come back to that.
Can I just stay in this position till it comes back, please?
What's that?
The Pochettino comment. I was going to say in this position. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
All right. Okay, you're good. Right. Okay. What else is there? Someone else put something else. Where's it gone? There we go. I'm sure there's a parallel universe where Spurs is successful.
I don't think there is, Big Ron. I don't think there is.
Yeah.
Big Ron's an absolute legend. Lawless, over to you, man. You've heard what the rest have said. Obviously, Daniel kind of disregarding Gundogan as I even mentioned. But what are your thoughts, bro?
Look, Kojo said, yeah, look, Harry Kane plays for Spurs, so won it. But that's exactly the reason. That is the reason why he has to win it, because he plays for Spurs. Like, to be the top goals and assists in a joke team like Spurs currently has a manager even less experienced than Arteta, like literally the most inexperienced manager now in the league, and can still put in performance, can still do things. Like, the guy, like I said, it's just there. Like, the guy's doing it for that team. If you take Harry Kane out of Spurs, they're in a relegation battle. If you take Gundogan out, or Diaz or Fernandes outside of their teams, maybe they're not going to be in their exact same positions, but it's not the difference between being up and around the European spots and literally being down there with Sheffield United and flipping Fulham and all of them people there. It's like, that is how important Harry Kane is to he's literally carrying that team on his back. Like, and the guy is obviously destined for bigger and better things. We're talking about, Man City are basically, they're going to win the league, whatever. Man City have won as many trophies as Tottenham as of the 10th of the 5th, 2021. They won the Carabao Cup. They beat Spurs. But they haven't won the league. They ain't won the big trophies. They ain't won the big trophy yet.
You wait, what? How did
That's
that
a
work?
terrible argument.
I forgot about the Carabao. Okay?
You thought you had a loaded gun, and then you turn it on yourself.
Not even.
It was secret weapon.
It's a loaded gun that you about to fire, but then the little paper comes out and says, "You idiot."
It literally I literally just I'm about to fire. I was like, oh shit!
Yeah.
Why did I just clock that when I said it? All right, forget the Carabao Cup. It's Tim Pot. It's Tim Pot.
Exactly.
They've won just as many major trophies this season as Spurs as of this day. Don't talk about Premier League. We're not giving Gundogan or Diaz player of the season because they've won the Premier League, because as of this day, they have not won it. Yeah?
Yes, Lord.
Get that.
Breathe.
Right? We're not having it. We're talking about a guy that is carrying the deadest team on his back. Yeah, if, like I said, you take them two players out of the team, they're still doing a madness.
We got this to help you. Harry Kane is a Matt Letizia.
Yeah.
More Kevin Phillips, to be honest.
Exactly. Look, Fernandes, great player. Like, take away a lot of the penalties. What are we saying? That's all I'm going to say. I'm sorry, Usmaan, but
you know what?
I'm not going to take any offense to it, because all I'm going to say, and Dolis, you're going to love this rebuttal, right? Because I've been waiting for it. All I'm going to say is, if you had Bruno Fernandes on the penalty, you would have been in the Champions League, mate. So I have that one, mate. Enjoy.
You know what? We would have got a penalty against Everton.
If Bruno Fernandes was on that penalty, you would have been this closer to Champions League, but Aguero's on it. So, it is what it is. They're not that easy to score. That's all I'm going to say. They're not that easy.
Fuck Aguero, man.
20.
Oh, God. Everyone keeps talking about Bruno taking penalties and scoring them. To be honest,
I'm just saying, like, come on, man.
To be fair, he's taken 21 penalties. And he scored 20.
22 and scored
22 and scored 21.
Listen, I'm sorry.
Insane.
I've seen Mark Noble do that for years. Like, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed.
It's true.
All right then.
Dan blaming everyone else but West Ham for it.
No. I've got blame. There's blame all around. We'll get into that.
Can we not? So obviously, current spot, I rate Bruno, but people comparing to KDB. Just to throw it out there, I don't think Kojo or me, as the main night representations here, have ever said Bruno's better than KDB. I think this, just quickly, right? I just want to touch upon this, right? Just to put things in context. This is why I hate football Twitter, Because if someone's stat patch, right, and Bruno went through, I think it was Lolis might mention it, he went through, or if Daniel said it, he went through a period where he didn't score for 6 games or whatever it was, and everyone was talking about it. And Kojo would probably agree with me, that was probably his best period in terms of actual performances. He was contributing, contributing fully to the game. There was that dummy that he got for Greenwood's goal against Spurs, right? He didn't get an assist, didn't touch the ball. He literally got the goal. He basically created the goal with the dummy.
That Tottenham game, though.
Bro, there's so many moments in the Tottenham game. He ran the game.
I'd even give him man the match for that game.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
But no, do you know what it is though? Like, look, I don't really care what people say. Look, KDB is better than the whole league. Like, he's better than Bruno. And he's up there.
Wow, I'm surprised you saying that. You know, you're one of the biggest KDB slanderers on YouTube.
The reason why, no, that's not true. But the reason why I was slandering him before was because he wasn't showing up, but he decided to show up later on, which was good. But I'd rather have Bruno. Like, I think it comes from the fact that I like Lampard so much.
I was just about to say,
like,
it's not a Lampard.
I just like midfielders who can score. Like, I just like it. I think it's an underrated quality. I think, midfielders aesthetically playing nice final balls and all of that. That's beautiful stuff. But like, I want my midfielder to have. Like, that's why everyone at Chelsea, I can tell you now for free, as much as people want to make the comparisons or don't want to make the comparisons to Lampard, everyone wants Mason Mount to be a goal scorer midfielder. We want him to.
Havertz is that guy, man.
It's so funny that you say this year, because in the group chat you were saying I'll have Kante over Lampard. I'll have Kante over.
No. You see, Dan changed his argument. The argument was who's more important to winning. That was the value. Who was more important? And I said I'd have Kante over Lampard and Gerrard if I wanted to win. So go back and check the WhatsApp and don't change the argument.
So wait.
And on top of that, just so that you don't change it again, I reiterated Gerrard is better than Kante. But in terms of if I had someone said build a team to win the league, and in the lineup there was Gerrard and Kante, and I have to pick one, I'm picking Kante every day of the week.
Well,
but you prefer that, but why? You prefer goal scoring midfielders.
Like, I'm
talking about winning.
All right, but take winning away. Like, just you and your preference, what you want to see Chelsea be. Your ideal looking. Forget about winning. Just what you want to see Chelsea. You would rather have Lampard over Kante.
That doesn't make sense, though.
I'm talking about what you want to watch.
Of course, you want to watch a goal scoring midfielder, but
so that's what I'm saying.
I want to watch Joe Willock to Arsenal.
They're two different midfielders. You can't even compare them. But that's why the argument was, who would you rather have in terms of important to win? I said Kante. Kante's better. Like, Kante's better in terms of winning. Kante will win, basically provide you with a base where you can pick Gerrards. There's so many Gerrards around the league.
Danny, I'm going to say something that's probably going to trigger you. That's not me, it's a comment, sorry. Just quickly, are we just going to ignore Foden's already the one young player of the year? Man.
Yeah, 100% young player of the year.
Foden's won that.
What about Saka?
Hey, what's happened to that guy? Like, I know obviously like left back he's been picking up, but he went quiet for a while, Saka, didn't he?
Yeah, but that's because he's 19 and Arsenal have been relying on him to win for them. He's bound to drop off.
Yes, you love to see it. Right, let me just get this on because I've got Daniel, or whoever wants to say it. Brother Daniel, so very respectful. I disagree with your point of having Lampard rather than KDB. KDB has done it in the league for the last 5 years. He is not a goal scorer midfield. He is an assist king. I don't know if you know, Corey. I'm just going to say on Daniel's behalf, but Lampard is the all-time top leading goal scoring midfielder, and he did it season after season after season.
Man, talk about 5 years
after season. Listen,
Lampard scored 10 goals.
You can't talk about
for 10 years straight. 10 goals every year for 10 years straight. So let's not talk about consistency, please. With KDB.
Lampard is consistent, really. To be honest, I don't think.
Sounds like he was crucial to Chelsea winning.
That's a good one, man.
I was going to say he scored penalties, but he counted back there.
True, man. But above everything else, West Ham out making top 4.
Let's move on to the Europa League. I'm going to get the
wait, hold on, Usmaan. Wait, are we speaking about it? Because there's something I want to say. Are we speaking about the top 4 race?
Yeah, we are gonna.
Wait.
We're gonna do this quickly first because we have to. Right, but Kale, I'm gonna give you a bit of happiness first. We're gonna come to you first, so I'm gonna bring the comment back up. Obviously, just to obviously finish the season, play the season. There's gonna be a poll on Twitter, on my Twitter. I'm sure the guys will retweet it and whatnot. Just vote basically who you think should win it. Obviously, if you've got any of the mentions, we didn't even mention Son actually. I know he's kind of fallen off a cliff as well, but he had a brilliant season at the start, anyways. But anyways, I digress. Pochettino, there we go. Pochettino is bottling it in a one-horse race. If Oli wins Europa League, he's better than Poch. Just asking. That aside, obviously that's just a little caveat. But KL, I'm just gonna pass it to you. Say what you want. Obviously, PSG lost to Man City. Of course, I was personally devastated about that. But there was an ulterior motive. But nonetheless, KL, what are your thoughts on Poch, PSG, Champions League, Man City, etc.? The floor is yours, man.
I think what Lil is. It's not Lil. It is Lil, right? It is Lil. Like, I get confused with the Losk and the Lil. I don't know why, but anyway, it's Lil. What Lil are doing is nothing short of fantastic. Yilmaz has been like an absolute star.
Bro, that goal he scored the other day. That's like the third time he scored one of them bangers.
That free kick, whippers, absolute whippers.
37, bro.
37 years.
Madness, man. Madness.
15 goals. Who else has been there? So, I think Sumer.
Sumer's gone Leicester, has he not?
He's going to Leicester.
Almost done, yeah. Pretty much.
Who is it?
Good at doing business, man. They just get
they get in early. That's why. Jonathan David as well has been a revelation. My boy Renato Sanchez, I love him to bits. He's also doing big things. But to go back on Poch, bro. Lil, come on, man. Come on.
You can't take the man out of Tottenham, but you can't take Tottenham out.
100%. 100% lawless. How are you bottling that league? And how did you? The Champions League is up and down. You never know. But then again, they got to the final under Tuchel with the same players. But it's Poch is one of the best managers of the last 5 years, right? But
what are your thoughts to this, Kiel? A bit harsh and Poch, not like he was top of the league when he took over. Neymar and Mbappe, that's all I'm saying, Kiel. But I'm passing to you.
Neymar, Mbappe, Angel Di Maria, like the list goes on. Keylor Navas is a top quality goalkeeper. Who are their defenders? Marquinhos. Who did they draw to recently? Was it Ren?
Ren on the weekend.
1-1. Kempembe is an absolute fraud, by the way. I've never rated him. He's got posters of Rashford on his wall, by the way. Rashford's had his flipping number every single time we played him.
I tell you who would win the league with PSG? Jose Mourinho. So that's all I'm gonna say. Like, you want to talk about yes?
Yeah, he would.
What?
He would. Come on.
Yes, he would.
He'll clean it. He'll clean it up.
He'd get Arsenal top 4.
I don't know about that. Everyone very quiet there.
I'm joking.
By the way,
I don't even think Fergie could save Arsenal.
Nah, bro.
I also top 4, to be honest.
But the issue with PSG is, and I think when we watched them in the Champions League, for anyone that didn't watch them in their league, which is hardly anyone to be fair, you could see that they lack a killer instincts going forward, apart from Mbappe, obviously, but he didn't play in the second leg. And their fullbacks are awful, and that midfield. And I'm going to say this time and time again: Verratti is not a big game player. When you start caring about players that are aesthetically
pleasing.
Yeah, I don't like all that kind of nonsense. Listen, you need players that are effective, that do the job, that do it well, and in big games they show up every time. How many times
didn't he play well against Bayern though? Am I tripping?
He was okay. He wasn't good.
He had a good game.
Neymar?
No,
Verratti.
Verratti.
Yeah. Well, okay, if you want to give him that as a good game, that's one out of how many, and that's my issue with him.
That's true.
And it's players like him that PSG have had for a while, and their whole model is wrong. Listen, yes, when Poch went there, they weren't top, but regardless, they've had many chances to go top, and they fumbled the bag, and that can be a many reasons. Look, Moise Kean's played a lot of games because Mbappe and Neymar are constantly in and out of the team because they're unfit. All right, that's fine. Same for Di Maria, same for Marquinhos. But the reason why they spend that much money is so they can kill the league and then focus on the Champions League. Right now, they're not doing either. So, for me, it's like this. You can blame Poch. They sat Tuchel because they were fumbling the league earlier this season. Fair enough. But if Poch is
actually and a certain situation with Neymar.
I think it was because
and that too. And that too.
I was about to say,
but even before that, they weren't top anyway. They were still struggling in the league in general.
Yeah.
So there's a problem inside that club anyway, and it's obviously not going to be a two-man job. So for me personally, if PSG are going to be serious about this Champions League thing, at this point, they need to start thinking about an overhaul of team because the fullbacks, they ain't got a good fullback. They ain't got good centre midfielders.
What are your thoughts on this comment?
No, but
you have too many egos in the
bring back promoting. Come on.
It's not about that, though. It's not about that. Think about it like this, yeah. One thing you have to remember with PSG, they've got the money to get who they want, but how many players want to go to PSG? That's a big thing as well. Not a lot of people want to go to PSG. So when you now think about the fullback thing, for example, I think they need to do what Man City did and literally buy £200 million worth of fullbacks. But because of that factor of one, fullbacks are a scarcity right now, and two, like in terms of getting the right fullback, they're gonna have to do serious scouting, and they're gonna have to hope that the person pays off.
Pavard. I'm really surprised they didn't get Pavard. You know,
I mean, you say that, but they had a Pavard version. They had Meunier, who was a bit like he plays a bit.
He
was
alright as well. He was quite good. Yeah,
he was decent, but yeah, it's just not enough. But when you think about PSG, like, and it's so interesting now that when you look back on it, I mean, Tuchel obviously had beef with the owners and with the board above, and then that's why he eventually got sacked. But it's like now Neymar signed on, which is a huge signing for them, but it's about the rest of the squad. Like, what can they do with the rest of the squad? Can they get a system in place? Because I mean, people were gassing up the Man City performance at the Etihad, yeah. And look, I think they deserve all the credit in the world. A lot of last-ditch challenges, good blocks here and there. But when you know the player to shut down in a team,
absolutely,
it's easy. It's not that hard to coach. Like when you shut down Neymar, you shut down PSG. Neymar didn't play well. The whole team didn't play well. So like I'm just there's an over reliance on Neymar and Mbappe. Obviously, they need to find a way to play a bit like what Barcelona did when they had MSN. They had MSN, but they also had quality all over the pitch. You had quality fullbacks. You had a quality midfield. You had quality centre backs, and then you had the cream on the top, the front three. So PSG need to build a team, at least the starting 11. I don't even think their starting 11 is that great. But I need Chelsea to take Marquinhos, man.
Yeah, he's dangerous, man.
He's colossal, man.
I feel like he's got that Ramos clutch gene in him as well. Have you noticed? He does score a lot.
No one has that Ramos.
No, I'm saying like not to that level.
Did you see what Mason Mount did to Ramos though?
He was unfit, man. Look at you, bro.
He was unfit. Do you know what's funny? Do you know what's funny about all Real Madrid stands? If Ramos had a quality game, it would be like,
wait, hold on.
Experience.
I'm not a Real Madrid stan. I'm a Ramos stan. Let's just leave it there, yeah.
They left Ramos at the back here to play.
But he wasn't. He got terrorized on the day, but he hasn't played for about what, a month and a half.
That was his first game of 2021, fam.
There you go.
So, like technically, PSG, the league is still available, but it's not. If they end up winning it, they fall arse over backwards. I don't think Poch will care, but in terms of like the world,
they Man City ended their season. It ended their season.
Say that again.
Losing to Man City ended their season.
Right, absolutely.
Whether they win the league or not, no one cares. The Champions League is all they want.
Well, from a fan perspective, yeah, absolutely. I think Poch could be on his way back to Spurs. Actually, I know Fuad has been saying it. I actually tweeted after Man City game. Then I've seen all these Spurs fans were talking about. I thought, shit, I must be onto something. But to be honest, that makes perfect sense to me. I'm not even just tripping. I think if you get sacked, Spurs. If I was Spurs, I wouldn't even go for a manager. Just ride it out until Poch gets sacked, because I think he's going to get sacked.
Honestly, if I were him, I would not go anywhere near them right now. Because how can I say I want to rebuild and I come back to the team with the same players? That's a waste of time. Don't even waste of time. Just stay.
That's crazy. That is actually crazy. Yeah.
If you get sacked, enjoy the sacks in France, man. Live with your family for a bit more. Don't go back to that club.
And I'm sure Oli gonna still travel. No, I'm not gonna go into that. I don't want to get killed off, man. Oli's doing well. Okay, Oli's had a real bad.
Yeah,
right, anyways, we got a question here. Haaland or Mbappe? To be honest, if we go into that, we're going to be all night. I do want to talk about Arsenal. I think it's Mbappe for me personally, but obviously,
we got to give Cahill some time to shine. Now.
Yeah, we got to give Cahill his time to shine. Lawless, no, we'll allow you to kick it off. Obviously, I'm sure you don't really give two shits about Podge. Yeah, so listen, straight over to you, man. Arsenal out of the Europa League. You know, what did Arsenal fans do on the back of that? Of course, you know, they got upset, etc. Standard. Arsenal Fan TV was an absolute joy. You know, DT, Troops, a lot of people just being humiliated. Lawless with the huge clutch clip as well, exposing Troops. You love to see it. But my question is, why is 10 people turning up to the protest after they just got kicked out of the Europa League? Lawless, what are your thoughts on Arsenal as a club?
Do you know what?
As a manager.
What a question.
Do you know what? There's this guy, right, who calls himself the Arsenal plug, right, who predicted that they was going to get, what's that, Allegri and all of that, right? Do you know who the real Arsenal plug is? I'm the real Arsenal plug, yeah? Because I've been telling you people, yeah, you Arsenal fans, I said that Arteta was not the guy from day one. I said it. I tried to tell all of them. I tried to warn them, right? I said about this protest, yeah, when we were talking in a group chat, and it's like, this is the start of something. This is the start of something big. The fans are going to get him out. I said, listen, this protest is not going to last. They're going to lose interest very, very quickly, and it'll be back to business as usual. It literally took one more game. Like, obviously, they allowed the Europa League because they want to try, and it's a big game. After that, literally, they had one game where they had a big, big protest that Everton get, and that was it. Like, and I'm trying to tell the Arsenal. I said, don't get too excited. I said to Troops back in the day, back last in the summer, I'm just looking out for you. I said, look, I'm just looking out for you. I don't want you to get your hopes up. You do this all the time, you Arsenal fans. You get hyped and you get disappointed. I'm hearing about Arteta is ahead of Klopp. I'm hearing Arteta is, you know, like Fergie the other day. Arteta is.
I'm doing one of these ones. That's don't worry.
Arteta is like, listen, Arteta is miles ahead of Oli and Lampard and all of this, and Party is going to do ahead of Lampard in my personal opinion. Yeah, only in terms of lasting. I don't even know about that.
I think they're the same level.
Longevity.
One got FA Cup though, so you might as well give him that.
Yeah, like let's be real. He like Aubameyang won the FA Cup. Arteta didn't win no FA Cup. Aubameyang won the FA Cup. But like, look, I'm just saying. Like, I was here. Look, there's clips of me from last year on this channel where everyone's talking about Arteta. I had him rated last. We had Moose on here who was hyping and everything. I tried to tell Moose.
I think you were the only one who actually gave Adi any credit. And
I was on that one. Yeah, I put Arteta first. I think.
No, I'm just telling you, might have given him a bit of credit, but Lawless was fully on Oli.
Yeah.
What? I'm the Oli man. I'm the one.
I'm more of an Oli man.
Lawless got blasted. I remember.
Oli doesn't get any respect.
That's true. People was on my case for putting Oli above Arteta,
yeah.
Who's laughing now? Hey? Who's laughing now? You
and this is the thing. Put David Moyes last though, which is what?
I did.
Yeah, David Moyes is.
It wasn't disrespectful at the time.
He is so clear of Arteta, it's ridiculous.
He is.
But I tell you, DT is another one. Literally, a few weeks ago, I said to DT, I promise you. I said, I use that word. I said, I promise you, you will realize Arteta is not the guy. I said, I didn't think it would be this quick, but literally a few weeks later, he's realized after trying to talk to me about Arteta's building something and Mo Farah's won more in your stadium and all of that. And now look, you're crying. Yeah. So that's all I'm going to say. Arsenal fans, come to me if you want to know about your club. If you want to get my crystal ball, I will tell you.
We're gonna call it Nostradamus.
Yes.
Nostradamus.
The Arsenal.
I like that. You might have to change it still.
The Arsenal Nostradamus.
That's a decent shout.
But this is the problem. We're going to be here in the summer. They're going to sign a few players. It's going to be Partey time. Part 2. Whatever player that they're going to flip inside. They never learn.
Nah.
It's been 10 years.
That is catastrophic.
It's been more than 10 years. It's been almost 20.
They won Daniel, don't forget, lads, don't forget, they won the transfer window and the kit war. They won both of them. So they won the kit war and the transfer window.
And they've won the social media war too. They love to win points on that table as well, making jokes and stuff like
Willian was better than Ziyech and all of this.
Willian scored his first goal in 37 games. Great stuff, man.
Fair play. Got 3 assists against Fulham, man. We had Arsenal fans saying,
remember that game?
Moose, if you watch this, I know you watch the content. I swear to God, when you come back, bro, you're gonna get look you KLZ as well.
It was all thank you for Willian. Yeah, Chelsea. He turned them down to join us.
To just to clarify, I was not one of those.
Wait, Kojo, please tell me that there's some footage in the summer of Cahill talking some madness about Arsenal. Talking big predictions.
I'm gonna have to go.
Listen,
there has to be.
I think there's only a bit where he was giving Arteta a bit of respect. Apart from that, he did not big any players up. However,
like I said before, I was one of those guys that thought Arteta could get top 4 with this side. I think a competent manager can, because there is quality in the team. Not much, but there is quality.
But the thing is, I can't even blame someone for sitting there and going, do you know what? I can see Arteta doing something. But it's the way a lot of them would just, with their chest, coming out and saying, Arteta is one of the top 3 managers in the league.
Yeah. To clarify, once again, not me. Just
please. Go back and watch my interview with Troops, please.
Coach, I'm going to ask you this, right? Danny will come to you after. Arsenal been through a lot of banter eras, isn't it? They hounded out the greatest ever manager. The flow were playing over Arsenal. Top 4 wasn't good enough for him. They played brilliant football, but top 4 wasn't good enough for him. They wanted more, so they hounded him out. After all these years, they got Emery. They got the man, went on a 20+ unbeaten streak. Arsenal are back. They're back where they belong.
We've got our Arsenal back.
I told them, they're getting scraping wins here and there. They're getting lucky, but they didn't want to hear it. They had Arsenal. They had Aubameyang was the best striker in the world. And to be fair to Aubameyang, he's had a bit of a rough patch, but I'm not going to knock him. He's carried them for 2 years. After that, they hounded him out. He's too pragmatic. Let's get in the Messiah, the next Pep, the next Fergie, Arteta. The man who's going to carry them back to where they belong in that top 4 race. Season in, season out. He comes in. Guess what they say? Arteta's a man. He's improved the defense. He's made players like Luiz look good. He's got man playing like the Brazilian Cafu or the English Cafu, whatever they call him. Even the Aubameyang is looking better. X, Y, and Z. And shit hit the fan when Good Evening came into your backyard and slapped you out of the only competition you needed to secure European football the first time in 25 years that you've not been in European football. The Cone Man has done it, Kojo. What are your thoughts on Miguel?
That is the process.
Hold on. Let me just... I called Lawless lost to dramas. I'll call you Buffer for that. You'll be your brother.
Arteta delivers the no flipping European football for the first time in 25 years. And just to add to that, if Ollie's a PE teacher, what does that make Arteta? Over to you, brother.
Work experience advisor. A nursery PE teacher. Work experience advisor.
Oh my!
No, he works at the call center. It's one of them ones where it's one of them ones where I can't remember. Honestly, firstly, Arsenal fans flip flop too much. I love Troops. I actually love Troops to death, but he puts that cones for a Pep. to going on saying that we're going to finish 10th and they got a proper manager. You get me, blood? Yeah.
A proper manager.
To suddenly, I never wanted him. I told you about him, but you're telling us that, you know. So they go up and down. Kel, you okay? But really and truly good. Yeah,
in his defense, one thing I will say that I do rate him is that he's not the sort to say, "Oh shit," like he won't go. Yeah, I don't know. He mostly wears hats, but yeah, no, he's not the sort of guy to sit there and go, "Man, I was riding hard for Arteta. You know what? I better just stick with it because I'm gonna look stupid." Like once he realizes, nah, this guy ain't the guy, I'm out. Like, whereas DT will be more like, shit, like, I need to try until it's the point where, do you know what? I'm going to look stupid if I don't say something. So he should calm. That's what I'm saying. I tried to say, just calm down at the start. Then you won't get in these situations.
No,
but I will give him that.
Who he is, man. That's why he's come.
Yeah, that's why we have all the fun when it goes wrong.
Man.
Yeah. That's what makes Arsenal fans. Absolutely.
But look, I'll sum it up like this, innit? I'll sum it like this. I think this is the best way to sum it up. The most loyal person I have seen in my life on TV, anything, Ty.
Yeah.
If Ty.
See what he said about Big Sam before. Please tell me if you see that.
Well, what do you say?
Oh no, you need to see what he's done about Big Sam. You know what he did with Mopai? He's done that.
The relegation thing.
You're relegated.
But if Ty, after that Villarreal game, can come and say that your position is untenable. For Ty, of all people, to come and say, I can't back you. Then
you like Warwick Davis on Channel 3.
Yeah, you know you done fucked up. So really, that's the best way I can say it. Arteta he's failed.
He broke Ty.
You went from 8th and an FA Cup to 10th and 9th or 10th or 11th, depending on how the season goes.
To be fair, he has got European football. My mistake has gone the Conference League, hasn't it?
Potentially.
Oh yeah, Europa League too.
Sorry, I forgot.
I forgot about that.
European football. Sorry, that was my mistake. Getting that part of the, the whole.
Wait, no, where's he got to finish to get him conference? Where is it? Is it 7th or 8th?
I think it might be 7th, and also depending on who wins cup competitions. But
probably 8th and 7th, I would imagine.
Yeah.
If he gets him in that conference league, the process is back on. The process is back.
Look at him.
Yo, imagine they don't win that Conference League. They're gonna be up against like flipping some next farmers.
That's the truth, though. No, it's facts. Listen,
Uzbekistan and whatnot. Bloody hell, if you don't win that. That's absolutely
no. Hold on. You need to explain this to me. What?
So okay, Europa League 2 is essentially the competition where you could be playing the likes of Hibernian if they finish 3rd in the Scottish League. Who else is there? Just some bummy teams.
It's like teams that finish out of the Champions
League. Hold on. No, sorry, I understand that. What is the process in which we finish? We get a qualification.
So if you finish 7th and then
impossible.
So you finished 8th, and so Carabao Cup was Chelsea and Leicester. No, really and truly, I don't think you're gonna make it. I don't think you're gonna make it. Or maybe you do.
That's good.
Maybe you do. Whether you do it or not, regardless, if you do win that competition, your grand prize is qualification to the Europa League.
I mean, it's calm because I remember Arsenal fans saying, we might as well be out of Europe for one season. It means we can win the league.
Like Chelsea
so we'll see.
Like
Chelsea did. Like Chelsea did.
So, there are points being made where I always just have to clarify. Not me. Not me.
You're here to represent Arsenal fans.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're going to have to just take it.
You're going to get the.
But it's true. It was. We can be out of Europe to be out of Europe one season and do what Chelsea did, and it was look at Klopp in his first season. He finished 8th. He finished 8th.
Oh yeah.
Now look, he's gonna
don't forget about Fergie. He almost got sacked.
Fergie almost got sacked. Yeah.
Klopp made it to the Europa League final.
Cahill
and then lost to Sevilla,
I need to send Kel the video of the Arsenal fan that said that Arteta could be the next Fergie. I
know. You know what I have to do is in the group chat. Right, I watched the first 5 seconds. I was like, no.
Segue nicely to Daniel's team because they've had a fantastic week. And the segue is obviously we're talking about competitions. Have Chelsea send the gauntlet to what is going to happen in the Champions League final?
We pray. We pray.
Come on,
Yes.
Chelsea. Come on, Daniel.
They've signed their
Daniel.
own death warrant.
I don't want you guys. I don't want you guys. I don't want you guys.
It's
Dug
too late.
your own grave.
By force, by fire, we're with you.
Chelsea,
Yeah?
Chelsea. London is blue. Come on.
I'm sure me and Cahill are repping Man City. I'm sure we can.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
both
Oh,
agree
well,
on that.
That's doing it. Daniel, what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts?
No, great week, man. I thought we were gonna lose, regardless of the team Man City put out. I mean, we both put out our B teams. I thought
Was that your B team?
Thiago Silva not in the squad. Mason Mount is gonna play. Kai Havertz was on the bench. Like a lot of the guys that played
I saw Timo
wouldn't.
Werner, so I thought Havertz, Timo Werner, Ziyech,
No,
decent.
they played, but that shows how good our depth is, because a lot of those players who played weren't playing the final. Like, for example, City still played a lot of City still played a lot of strong players. I mean, Ruben Diaz played again. That's 2 games now.
Aguero, Sterling, and Jesus up front. That's outrageous.
Like, do you know what I'm saying? So I think it showed the strength and depth of both teams. Like, for us to not have Mason Mount, Kai Havertz, and Thiago Silva in the squad, we even put a couple of youth guys, Liveramento. I don't know if you guys know him, the wing back. He was on the bench. Like, so it shows the depth and the strength and depth in the squad. But like I was saying, 1-1 would be a great result, and I hope the other teams around us lose, because look, at the end of the day, we still want to get top 4, because it's important, and we did have.
Is that top 4 secure now? West Ham have lost it all for you. Leicester have bottled as well.
If we beat Arsenal, then it's done. If we beat Arsenal,
where is this if?
Nah, because Arsenal, we need revenge, but it's that game that we'll just then go and lose for no reason whatsoever.
And then
if we beat you, I may have to fight you on the street,
bro. I can guarantee you. I'm more worried. I was more worried about the Arsenal game than the City game. I'm telling you, because Arsenal are a fluky, bogey, weird team that will just show up for no reason if Kante slips again. But nah, man. So like, I just think Tuchel's been great. You can see the coaching that he's implemented into the team, the system that we've been able to implement. I don't think we should be using the two previous games as indications. However, I will say that Tuchel has got into Pep's head, in the sense that the only reason why Pep tries a back 5 on Saturdays because of Tuchel's system. He wants to see if that's an option he can use in the final. And he's obviously tinkering, and he obviously tried that out. And I think he realizes probably now that we're not matching the system like Zidane did. We're playing our way, and we're gonna win playing our way. So it's gonna be a great final, man. Regardless of what happens, I still believe we should not be here. We're playing with house money. We shouldn't even be in the Champions League final. And like, if Chelsea win the Champions League, let me tell you, one of the first things I will say, or one of the first logical things I'll say, because if Chelsea win, I'll be saying a lot of crazy stuff. But one of the first logical things I will say is that it will be a clear indication of all this trust the process stuff is absolute BS.
Already indication. It's already indication.
Bro, look at what Klopp did in this first season. Look at what Pep did in their first season. I'll give them time. It's BS, man. Come on, like, we would have cheated the process. Like, we would have won it. Like, in his first.
Chelsea, you'd be near Spurs, man.
Like, bro, at the end of the day, he still needs to do it. I still think, look, he has to get the FA Cup. He has to sew up top 4 just so that it's a good season. And then the Champions League is house money. It's no pressure. Can go into that game relaxed. So those are the two things. Top 4 in the FA Cup are a must still. Even though we've got it within reach, it's a must. But look, at the end of the day, it's no. And this is what I wanted to say to Dan. It was no disrespect. And the funny thing is, if West Ham made top 4 and Chelsea dropped out of it, I would have got clipped up. I would have been the laughing guy. But because now it doesn't look likely, it's all calm and dandy. No, it can't be all to gain and nothing to lose.
Yeah.
The reason why
Why can't it be?
You have all the leverage. Yeah, come on,
because listen, we ain't spending no 250 million pounds. Come on.
You're in the race. Look at Leicester. You still have it. I still think if you win, Dan, if you win every single game from now till the end of the season, I can guarantee you will finish in the top 4.
Let's talk about Chelsea, Spurs,
Chelsea, Man United, and Spurs.
Yeah,
they will drop points in one of those games. As long as you ignore Liverpool and win all your. The only problem is actually no. If Liverpool beat Man United, they go above West Ham.
Yeah. They're not beating us. I'll tell you now because we're resting all our players tomorrow, so Lawless. But we're resting all of our players tomorrow, and we're gonna go for that. There's no way.
What are you proud? Yeah. What are you proud?
So you just gotta make sure West Ham. If West Ham beat, you got Brighton, I think Southampton, and West Brom. You win all those games, you'll finish in the top 4. No worries about it. I think as long as we beat Arsenal, top 4 is done, because then we've got Leicester and Aston Villa next. And I've been saying that the harder the run-in for us, the easier I actually believe it will always be. I've been consistent in saying that Chelsea always show up when it comes to crunch time, and especially when we've got big, high occasion games. We rise up to those occasions. But now, man, look, at the end of the day, I'm happy with what my team is. And what Tuchel has done is he's shown us that we were making excuses for Lampard. We were lowering our standards.
Listen. I'm gonna interject here, Daniel, because you're the guy who was building Blocks FC when I told you for Lampard was a fraud from the.
You don't want me to back my manager?
He trusted the process.
I trusted the process.
You was telling me, you were saying, oh yeah, we're doing X, Y, Z under Lampard. I told you he shits from the start. It's the same with Arteta. You can see, like, people, this is the issue, right? And football is so, like, one way to another. If you win, they're the best in the world. If you lose, you're a fraud. Like, there's no in between in football. And I know I've just called him a fraud, but he was a fraud. But the point I'm making is, with Lampard, right? And I feel like a lot of people do this. I think Arteta did it. A lot, you get results, it papers over the cracks. And Lampard was doing that time and time again. Yeah, defensively, you were doing okay, but you were nowhere near good enough going forward, and you're seeing that out under Tuchel. Tuchel's basically a lot fair play to him. I've got to give him credit, but for me personally, he's only doing what I expect from the Chelsea team, and I actually called it in the preview. In the season predictions, Chelsea will sack Lampard mid-season and they will get third. That's exactly what I said in the start of the season in the video, and that's what's happening because the squad's good enough to get third.
Even just to add to that, like, I think as well when you look at everything that's going on with the top 4 race, and especially the reason why I've always been consistent with us getting top 4 is just because I know that for West Ham, even though there shouldn't be pressure, when you find yourself now in the situation of trying to close it out, it becomes a bit more. There's a bit more. I watched the Everton game yesterday. That's not the same way West Ham have played all season. West Ham have been great. They've been expansive. They've known when to shut it up as well. Like the goal that Everton scored, I can't believe that even happened. I've not seen West Ham just one ball split their whole defense from the opposing team centre back. So like that's why.
That's the problem. We was playing very attacking in Spain, but the problem is they was playing very defensive. So we was playing very high.
But you normally know how to do it though.
Look where Diop was.
Our teams deal with this every single week, Lawless, right? That team set up in a way.
Arsenal don't.
Not Arsenal, sorry. But the rest of us, top teams, you're now classed as a team that's a top team in the sense of the season.
Against the so-called mighty Everton, who spent God knows how much.
What's happened is Everton
what they
respected you as an opponent.
Fact.
Respected. That's why they played so deep, and all of their chances are literally on a counter-attack. They sat back and counter-attacked you. That is what happens to Man United, Chelsea, City, whatever the team. Liverpool.
But then that's where the coaching element comes in now. Ancelotti was smart enough to do that. But when the reason why David Moyes didn't work at United, a big reason anyway, was because he didn't know how to beat them. Yeah, exactly. So it's the same thing. That's why it gets interesting for next season. If West Ham want to remain at the top, David Moyes has got to figure out a way to face teams that camp up against them and set up. That's why you need investment and get better players. Of course, better players make the system.
Possible wares available. That's what I'm saying. Lawless, over to you, bro. Obviously, as you said on the chat, you was quite vocal on the chat. You should have lost. You should have got penalty. This is the floor is yours. What are your thoughts on yesterday's game?
Should not have been a penalty.
What do you mean? Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Antonio in the air. That was not a penalty.
Right. Here's the thing. Let me break something down.
Just I was like, oh, you know what I'm talking about.
Right. Let's talk about this. And this is why I have a different opinion of the Sterling red card that you said should have been red card against you on Man City. Right. Here's a difference. To me, the reason why, look, with Sterling, he has attempted to play the ball, right? He has made contact with the ball. Okay, so maybe he's gone in. It's a little bit reckless, but I think He's made a genuine attempt. He's made a genuine attempt to play the ball. So under today's, like, if we want football to be what we want it to be, then you got to let them go. But with the Antonio one, I can't remember who it was on Everton, whether it was Mina or Coleman or whatever. Mina, yeah. So Antonio's in the air. He sees the ball. He goes to head the ball. Mina, not even looking at the ball, looking at Antonio, barges him out of the air. He doesn't go to head it. He doesn't jump with him and then stick like an arm or try and barge him off while he's jumping the ball. He's not trying to play the ball. He's just trying to wipe out Antonio. You can't do that. That's when, since when is that allowed?
No, respond. One, the styling thing. The key thing that you said, if you want football to be what we want it to be, that's BS, because all season we've been seeing these decisions be given. I won't say every, but 70% of the tackles that have been made that are red cards, there's genuine attempt to play the ball, but they miss the ball, and then they end up catching the man, and that's also due to
but he wasn't even late. He weren't even late though. He wasn't really late. He weren't like no. I'm talking about
it was high.
Yeah, but it weren't like a knee level high. It weren't
but it was higher than the ankle, and that's high. That's considered high.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
The Antonio thing, I get you, but we've seen it all through the season. What players do when they know they're not going to win the ball in the air is they slightly lean. You're saying he barged he leaned into him. Yeah, Harry Kane. He leaned into him.
He didn't lean into him. He went into him. He barged him.
They do it. Look, Dan, at the end of the day, this is what I keep saying.
They lost.
They lost. And that's
but let me correct you, though. Let me correct you. I never said that we should have won that game, right? I have been consistent when I say
you thought you had a chance against Chelsea.
What do you mean? We slapped you all over the pitch when we played you last year towards the end of this, but we didn't finish our chances. Yeah, but you want to talk about because we missed chances and we had offsides, that means we should win. Like, if then by your own definition, we deserve to win that game. By your own definition.
Listen. Do you know what Dan does, guys? Let me break down what Dan does because I've studied him. He basically said, and just stay with me and tell me if I'm the mad one here, and I'll agree.
Alan should have been sent off. Just throwing it out there.
Oh, piss off!
The ref was shocking. The ref was shocking. Let's be real.
And tell me if I'm mad for saying this. I'm going to break down Dan. This is what Dan said. Dan said, bearing in mind that Werner misses an open goal that Dan thinks wasn't an open goal and he shouldn't have scored, like it was a hard chance to miss or whatever. Cool. Do you know what? I'll even give him that.
It's true.
He said, he said that West Ham in that game, so just remember that game, the game we won 1-0. West Ham, if not for the red card, the last 20 minutes, the last 10 minutes would have been nervy, and West Ham would have had the chance. Bearing in mind, West Ham's closest chance in that game was a Lingard pot shot that went just wide of the post, which was like a 25.
That's when you're most vulnerable.
Let me just finish. Cool. Fine. Then I did say, so he's basically saying they have a chance in that game. The game where they barely had a chance all game, but suddenly, and because it's the last 10 minutes and it's Chelsea we're talking about, not West Brom, we're talking about Chelsea, they're going to have a chance. That's cool. I then say against Manchester City, if Timo Werner has any wits about him, he would have had 2 goals in that game. Like 2 offsides where he did not need to be offside. On top of the fact that Hudson-Odoi as well, by a kneecap, was offside. We all talk
but he doesn't have wits about him.
Are they still not? Are they still not chances? Can't I class those as chances?
Yeah, but I'm just saying. You're talking about we deserve to win because of these chances that weren't like. If it's offside, then you were offside. You had no right to score. But a penalty
against Chelsea and against Everton, your last 2 games, I believe they are. Oh no, you beat Burnley, but against Chelsea and against Everton, you haven't deserved to win. And that's what it comes down to.
I agreed that we didn't deserve to win. I tell you actually one thing. We want to talk about that Antonio flipping penalty, Antonio got booked for that same challenge in the middle of the pitch when he goes and barges someone off the ball. Except he was trying to play the ball. That's the difference.
In the box,
but that's dumb. He gets a yellow for it. But he even gets a yellow. So you're telling me, but it's stupid.
It happens all the time.
On the Everton game, right? look, Everton come but I was surprised to see Everton do that because really it's clever by Ancelotti, but weren't Everton fans slating Big Sam, who really rescued their season and got them in the top 8 from relegation areas, but by playing pragmatic and defensive football, and now Ancelotti's doing it. Like, so I don't see why it's okay for Ancelotti. But like I said, they defended well, very, very well. And Calvert-Lewin, obviously, great for that finish. But the problem is Diop needs to realize, and I'm not even just blaming Diop because Dawson was terrible for that goal, but Diop needs to realize he's a centre back.
Van Dawson?
Virgil van Dawson, he's at the moment he's broken leg Van Dawson, like he's broken leg Van. No, but he lets his man get away from him, and look, Lingard was not on the levels. Lingard was upside down Lingard thing. None of them. Antonio could not string a pass together that game, so it was just nothing was going for us. It was one of them days, so it was disappointing. Like I said, look, I feel we should have had a penalty, but regardless, it doesn't change our performance. Was not good enough. It just was not good enough on the day. And like was said before, Moyes needs to find a way to break these teams down, because I think Brighton we will get joy with because they play so attacking and expansive. But West Brom, Brighton, if I'm West Brom though, if West Brom come up to play West Ham, and they're sitting back, if West Brom sit back and try and play all defensive when they're already down, then they need to reevaluate. Like Big Sab just needs to get the hell out of football.
He's going to do that, man.
If he does that, just to try and wind us up.
Yeah, obviously that's his ex-club, isn't it? His ex-club.
Yeah, it is. He got hounded out as well.
He's not going to
He got hounded out.
Exactly. He didn't even get sacked, though. He didn't even get sacked.
He left early, right?
And he was
West Ham fans wanted him out.
Yeah, but he was one of the highest paid managers in Europe at West Ham. Yeah, I'll have you know. He was one of the highest paid managers in Europe. But I'm disappointed. We have to win our last 3 games and then see where it goes. Declan Rice is coming back, which is huge.
Decent.
Yeah. This, you know what I want to talk about as well, right? Usman keeps putting this myth out that I've said that Declan Rice. No. But you're twisting it. This is what. Let me borrow a phrase from Daniel. This is what Usman does.
You said it.
No, I didn't. I said I was using your logic against you. I said if that's what we're saying, it was Daniel. Daniel said, I don't know, it was one of you that said, I can't remember. Like whatever club they can charge whatever they want because they're the selling club. They can charge. I said, okay, if that's how it works, then we can charge 120-50 million.
Listen, I said
that's what I said. If that's
not worth 120 million, you were adamant he was.
No, but it's not about worth. It's not about worth. It's what he's worth to us. It's what he's worth to us. It's what we're willing to sell him for.
He's worth 120 million. That's what you said.
Yeah, no, but that's what we're willing to let him go for. That's what I'm saying.
No, and that's fair. No, that's fair. That's where the misconstrued, that's where the ad it's getting misconstrued. But at the end of the day, if we're asking, for example, is Declan Rice, so regardless of what he's worth to West Ham, what is he worth in your opinion? In your opinion, no, Dan, just say.
Yeah, but I can't. Can you put a value really and say what any player's worth? No, because how do we do it? All right, cool. I say 100 mil.
Harry Maguire. Okay, cool. Harry Maguire. How much is he really worth, Usman? How much is he really worth?
About 50.
Because 50 mil. Because everyone knows United got bumped. Like Harry Maguire, I still think he's a good defender, but he's not worth 80 million. He's not worth 50 million.
He's worth 50. He's worth 50.
Yeah. So how much do you think Declan Rice is worth?
35.
Yeah. So
how much that we're gonna sell him for? Just how?
Yeah. How much do you think honestly Declan Rice is worth? How much?
I say
ability, all of that.
I'd say, but
bear in mind,
to 70,
50 for Diaz.
But what do you mean? Like, what do you mean?
Cut 30 off that, bro.
I'm just
Wait, how much? 70 did it?
No, I say it's about 60 to 70. Like just because but you want to talk about Diaz,
English
you want to talk about Diaz, just because you got English premium, age, England international.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with 67 sounds right to me.
But the you can't say because if we're not saying because if we can't say because Maguire went for 80 that Declan Rice can't go for 80, but we can say Diaz, they got him cheap, so he can't be worth more than Diaz. No, that's just they got a bargain. we got Payet for 10 million.
I'm just winding you up, Lawless. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just winding you up.
I'm just saying. I never said he was. I'm just saying. That's
right.
The thing is, Usmaan thinks that we should just take whatever Man United are willing to pay, and we should just be like, thank you, Man United.
I said we'd give you 60 on Lingard, which is a brilliant deal for you.
I think it is, to be honest.
No, because
he's 25 million, man. 2025.
Yeah, but we don't want to sell. We don't want to sell Rice. So we'll give you the 25.
You don't have to sell him. I'm just saying in terms of what's fair in it. But he's not going to go anyways because you probably hold out and then you start crying and all that good stuff. Right, Kojo, what
that good stuff.
I called you Kale. I haven't spoken in about a good 20 minutes. I'm not going to lie.
I've been enjoying the chaos personally.
It has been chaos.
But Kojo and Kale, I'm going to ask you both. Obviously, whoever wants to take it. Is top 4 done for West Ham? What are your thoughts? And if not, who's the team that's going to drop out? Leicester or Chelsea? Who do you reckon?
If anyone drops out, it's Leicester. Those games, I don't see them. Honestly, I don't see them winning any of those games. Simple as that.
Man United,
and that's why they shocked me. I mean, they've been good this season, so to go and concede 4 to a Newcastle side that has been struggling to score more than 2 this season in the game tells you the whole story. So, if anyone's going to drop out, it's Leicester. I don't think it's done yet. I don't think it's done. I think I still think West Ham will make it. I think it'll be Chelsea and West Ham. I genuinely think
that would be fantastic, because everyone would be happy. Kale would be happy as well. He's in the conference. Everyone's in Europe.
No, but West Ham will get. West Ham will at least. West Ham getting Europa League is still a great season.
But I'll say this though. We're playing Leicester tomorrow, aren't we? We're playing a weekend.
We're throwing that game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're playing a weekend team, so that might not benefit West Ham in the long run.
We have to throw that game. We literally played yesterday. It's actually bad if you think about it.
But I'm not being funny. You could still win the league. Let's be real. If Man City lose every single one of their games and you win every one of yours, it don't matter. It don't matter. I'm telling you,
Brighton and some of the dead teams.
They can literally.
I'm just
Man United can win every game from now to the end of the season, and City can draw every game.
As long as it's mathematically possible, you need to be a professional team. Fergie would go for it, and Fergie would win it. Fergie would put the pressure on.
You were talking about Liverpool in, was it 2012 or whatever?
Yes. Someone's gonna slip.
2015,
2014. It's 3 games in 6 days, isn't it?
3 and 5 even.
We had a game yesterday. We got a game tomorrow.
And we got Thursday.
You got the games in hand, so you're gonna start to psych them out. That's what I'm saying. If you win your games in hand.
No, if we didn't lose, the funny thing is, right? Listen to this, guys, right? If we didn't lose to Sheffield United, right? And then in this situation, if we didn't lose to Sheffield United, we've actually got 2 games before Man City next play, and if we won both, we would have been 1 point off them.
But you know what? Man United's problem was, the loss was
we bottled the league. It
was a stupid loss, but we've drawn what, 10 games.
Well, we dropped points against Leeds all the day.
That's what I'm saying.
Ollie didn't go for it.
We've drawn a lot of games, but I will say this quickly because of the top 4 question that you asked me. If Leicester lose to a weakened team, and the team I'm thinking is going to be like Shortire, Ahmad, you might even see a special appearance.
Nah, it's not going to be that weak.
All right, what? Mata, James, that kind of.
Mata, James, he'll play.
Maybe Van der Beek.
He loves playing Rashford and Bruno. One of them is playing. I'll tell you.
Bruno's playing.
Bruno's playing.
Yeah, Bruno's playing.
Exactly.
But I will say that I think because Bayo probably starts. Probably Bayo Twanzebe. To be fair, this is Leicester's, out of those fixtures, this is Leicester's best chance to collect 3 points, in my opinion. And if they don't win this, West Ham, that's your best chance to take advantage. If they drop any more points, I'm counting them out. That's as simple as it is.
Are West Ham going to win all the games though? That's another question.
They should.
They should. But I'm saying if they don't,
if we're really about this, if we're serious, these players want it. They need to go out and play like they've never played before.
The only difficulty is though, it's now Liverpool have the edge over West Ham now. And they also have an easy run of fixtures. They got West Brom, Southampton, and one other team, something silly like that. So, man, it's tough. It's going to be tough. If Liverpool get top 4 after this season that they've had,
don't even mention them score. Kale, what are your thoughts, bro? Obviously, same question, basically. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, just to echo what Kojo said, man, I think West Ham probably have the they're ahead in the race, I think, personally, because I can't see Leicester winning any of those 3 games. Against a weakened United side. A weakened United side is better than Newcastle, and Newcastle absolutely hammered them on the weekend. So I don't know. I think West Ham are front of the race, but I still think Liverpool are nipping behind them, because if they beat United, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that Liverpool United game, I'm worried about that game because I got a feeling they're gonna beat us. Like honestly, I'm not confident. The Leicester one, I don't really care too much.
Where is it? Is it Old Trafford?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's obviously the protest and it cancelled it initially. But
don't you dare protest. Don't you dare.
There is another protest, Dad. Don't worry.
No. Listen, you need to chill for that day. Have a day off, like Arsenal did for. Well, they've just given up. But I was going to say they did.
That man's got kicked out of Europe.
Just forget. Listen, if Arsenal, if Man United win them 2 games, I don't want to hear another bad word about the Glaziers. They're like. They're certified. Get the statues.
Hey, Usmaan,
I'm joking.
I'm confused, but relax, man.
Stop that for Ollie. I mean Ollie, obviously. Yeah, obviously. Right, I will never let anyone slander.
Listen, we're gonna finish the show quickly talking about Man United because Cavani has actually signed a new contract today. It's official. He's staying on Manchester United for another year. Kojo, we're gonna let you stop talking about first. Look, Cavani's header the other day, right? Listen. If I was a coach at top level, on a level, I would put all the strikers in and say, watch this bit of movement. He moved the first time, didn't get the ball. Moved the second time, didn't get the ball. And the third time, Rashford finally picks his head up, puts the ball on a play. That is impeccable. That's a masterclass in movement. It really was. It was before the goal was happening. You know when you play FIFA out with your boys, and before you know the ball's coming, you already know I've scored because he's gonna play me through ball in behind. I'm gonna burn this guy for pace and pro clubs. It's a done thing. As soon as Cavani started running from the top of the box, and he was making his run into the box, I knew we scored. I didn't even need to think about the cross because the cross could have been a half-decent delivery. It happened to be on the money by Rashford. Fair play to him. But Kojo, this guy here, right, has been absolute quality of late. You know, how happy you about Cavani signing that contract? What a stupid question, but I have to ask anyways.
No, of course I'm delighted, man, because obviously, I wanted him from the time he got released by PSG straight away. So he's just doing what I expected him to do, and that's what makes me happy at the end of the day. As long as you do the job that you were brought in to do, there's stuff that I can complain about. He's double figures in goals. He's leading the line very, very well. And as for the movement, look, he's been doing this for years. He's a proactive striker. He doesn't wait for the ball to come to him before he does something. He wants to get there before the ball arrives so he can do his thing first. It will catch a defender off because in this day and age where more football is more about recovery defending. So it's got more about recovery defending. You've got defenders that don't know how to really man mark or track runs as much as before. So when you've got him making all these runs, all the players do is find him, and they're doing so. So look, at the end of the day, I'm delighted they're staying for another year. You know me, I still want another striker because I just get greedy.
You're mad, you want.
I get greedy with strikers. I just get greedy.
Kojo wants Kane.
I with all my heart and soul, bro. Like I'm flipping Celine Dion.
Quick question to the Man United Kojo. What was the pundit that said Cavani was like the worst signing of the season?
Probably O'Hara the front.
There was someone that come out and said it at the time. I can't remember it. Well, it weren't Souness, was it? Or no? It
sounds like
Carragher.
It sounds like him.
Yeah,
Carragher wouldn't say that.
Carragher wouldn't say that. I definitely
was one of these pundits was talking about how Cavani was the worst signing of the summer.
Probably Souness.
But it was all on the base of.
I'm sure it was the Liverpool because it's talking about Thiago, wasn't it? Thiago was the best signing.
That was on Twitter. You seen that on Twitter? There was like a Twitter. There was a Twitter article that went around. I think it was the Athletic that did it actually, saying how Thiago was the best signing, freeze, whatever, and then Cavani was the worst. There was some flipping Liverpool fan channel. I can't remember who it was.
But that's
I'm pretty sure William was up there as well.
But that's British culture. That's English football heritage, isn't it? They don't give people chances, and when they have one poor season, it's already a flop. But the next year they can go on pop, and it's like I always believe.
You hear that, William could come back next year.
You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth.
So look, at the end of the day, I'm just delighted that he's staying, man. One more year, I love it. One more year of more of these, and hopefully he can teach Rashford, Greenwood, and Martial to move a lot more than they do.
Bro,
be more proactive and get more.
Greenwood's finish was quality, but he's still pissing me off with his movement. He's too static as well. Like
he lost ball to feet.
He was good for the goal though.
Oh, fantastic! Brilliant for the goal. I'm talking about. If you look at Cavani, I know I shouldn't compare him to Cavani.
You can't.
That is not fair. He's 15 years.
He's your highest goal scoring teenager.
No. Yeah, no. I'm not saying that's what I'm saying. Like in terms of like Greenwood, it's not just Greenwood. Rashford does it as well. No, when the first thing they teach you as a kid, right? If you're a counterpart winger is crossing the ball in, you should always be in the box as the other opposing winger. You should, or if you're a fullback, etc., get yourself in the box. Our guys don't do that. If you watch Man United and still, they'll be Bruno's at the edge of the box. He doesn't run in, and when he does run in, he scores. It's mad. He won't run in. He'll come for the cutback. And Greenwood or Rashford, whoever it is, even Martial to an extent, they'll just stand on the edge, the periphery of the box. Bro, get in this. I want a Hernandez. Get in, score and tap him, please, bro. Just go and just get a shit goal like Sterling does all the time. They don't do it.
That's the thing. We will forgive you if you at least try to get into those positions.
They don't do it. Sprint as well. They don't need, man.
And that's why I know about Rashford, because Rashford's got 20 goals, 15 assists. And I'm like, that's good. That's very good numbers.
17 assists, man. 17, bro. 20.
So there you go. But if he increases his decision making that more, makes more runs in behind, he goes from 20 to 30. Or potentially anyway, he's finishing a bit, comes out. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, it gives you a lot more opportunity to just. But yeah, Cavani's doing the thing, so more gunman next season, man. That makes me happy.
Right. Okay, right. Obviously, Cole just come to Cavani. Right, I want to quickly finish on Pogba and then we'll wrap it. Obviously, Lawless, I'll leave you to praise Ali.
Pog babes.
Kel, what are your thoughts on Paul Pogba playing left wing? Because he's been playing there a lot. Some Man United fans saying that is his position now. I personally don't agree. That's just me. But what do you reckon? How is Pogba sort of? To me personally, he's just shown that the further up the pitch, the more devastating he can be, and I feel like we haven't utilised that. So, what are your thoughts on Pogba and obviously those guys playing further up?
I mean, he's kind of become like this utility man where you can play him on the right, you can play him at centre mid, you can play him deep centre mid as well, you can play him on the left, but play him centre mid and flourish, man. He's one of the best. He's the most talented midfielders in world football right now. Just play him his natural position, man, and let him flourish.
Oh, fair. Well, I can't obviously disagree with that. Lawless, just to finish off, we gotta do Ali. We gotta chat about Ali in it. I'm gonna pass it to you because you and Daniel, the Ali men, so to speak. Obviously, let you guys have your say. Lawless, what do you reckon? Ali going to start? Curry sat in second, 10 points with the game in hand behind City in the Europa League final. What are your thoughts on the guy? Does he get unfair? That's a stupid question asking you that. What are your thoughts on his tenure this season in particular?
Yeah, I mean, you got to look. He has had a good season, and look, if we're going to, and obviously I was joking earlier about the Glazers, but look, if Man United fans are going to be slating the Glazers, talk about how bad the Glazers are with what they've done business wise, like Ollie's done it under the Glazers to be able to be where he is, to be second, to be in a European final. Europe, obviously, it's not a Champions League where Man United want to be, but he has a chance to win the Europa League, and if he wins that surely has to silence all of the Ollie haters, and you two especially have to be silent.
I'm not Ollie hater. I'm an Ollie doubter.
All right, doubter. All right, Dad. All right,
I'm Ollie out. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, you're still Ollie out.
Yeah,
you're still Ollie out.
Really?
I've said how many times when to come on this show or other podcast, we had one shit. We have one of,
but you're still in the process to win it. You're still in the competition to win shit.
He's made huge steps in the right direction. And to be honest with you, there's not really anyone to bring in at the moment because I want to Nagelsmann. Ten Hag signed a new contract. So I don't really even know who to bring in. So
if you want to step back, sign Poch.
I'm sure I remember being on a show and Usmaan was like, Poch is available. Why don't we sack him now? Like Poch is out there.
No, I definitely said that.
Yeah.
I did say I'm not going to deny that.
I know the receipt is there, brother.
No, I know it's there, but the thing is, I still stand by that, and I think Kojo would agree with me. We should have got Poch at the time. And okay, fair enough. You might, obviously I'm saying he's bottling it. If he bottles it this season, I might have been wrong. Or he might be better than him. I don't know. But Poch seems what he did with Spurs. And I can imagine him elevating the players' games. I feel like we've got, and I've said this consistently, similar to Arthur's situation in the sense that the players are not playing to the capabilities that they should be playing. Like we see in moments of late in Man United, and we see in glimpses in the game where we play one-touch football, and you think, raw, like that goal that we scored against Roma, the first one, that football by Pogba, Cavani, and Bruno, when Bruno scores, it's like, where's that been? Like, we've got that, we've got the players to play that kind of brand of football. I'm not hearing anything different. And he persists with shitliners like Scott McTominay, who's not going to be playing week in, week out, of Van der Beek, and like stuff like that. Like, for me personally,
listen, if we're going to be praising Pogba's been talking about how good how Ollie's helped him to get the best out of him.
Like, fair play, look, he's done a good job, but I still think if you're going to win the league, which I want, and if we win the Champions League, Ollie's not that guy. That's simple. That's all. Like,
big ask for any manager.
I agree, but I still think with 3 proper top first team signings away from fully challenging. Like, I genuinely believe that.
Yeah, so wouldn't you rather focus on the players than Ollie, like than getting Ollie new manager? Focus on the skill.
He shouldn't get sacked after this season. There's no. He deserves to stay.
A lot of the players get a lot. Players in world football in general get away with a lot. They get away with far too much, actually. But I think what you got to understand about, and I actually wouldn't put Usmaan as part of this group, but there's a lot of United fans in a certain group where it's like, we used to finish first all the time, and if it wasn't first, it was second or third. So if you finish second or third, we've seen that before, and unless it's first, it will never be good enough. It's kind of like that. And also, I made the point earlier this season that, look, if he wins the Europa League and he gets second place, that's great. 2 years in a row Champions League.
Yeah, that's success.
That's not something I want to celebrate being in Champions League consistently, because that's something I should be expecting, but it's what it is.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, we've also been here before. We finished second before, and we've won 2 trophies before, and it's capitulated. I also made the point that as much as we hated so I didn't hate, but a lot of the United fans hated Jose for his football one day.
I hate them.
I also made the point that, again, like you said, under the Glazers, when he told and Woodward, when he told them that he wanted to improve the defense, they told him, no, you've got Chris Smalling, you've got this guy. Chris Smalling ain't here no more. You know what I'm saying? As an example. So if Ole now finishes second and doesn't win this cup and he's not backed in the window, we can moan about him and his on the pitch stuff, but at the end of the day, it comes back to the same old thing of being about the owners and Woodward about rubbish. So there'll just be a certain group of fans that will never be happy until he wins the big
trophy.
One. Yeah, no, not trophy, the big one.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's how it's gonna be. That's how it's gonna be. That's how fans are. United fans are. They're spoiled.
No, I'll say if he wins the Europa League this season and finishes second, hypothetically speaking, even if he finishes third, I'll say it's a success because he's delivered.
Will you tweet Ollie in?
No.
Can you tweet that?
No.
What do you mean? You're telling me,
bro? Honestly, I've seen. Look, I don't know how we're second. I really don't. Like, even yesterday was. Do you guys watch any of our games? Like, do you watch any of them? Like,
yeah, I watched the Villa game.
We played shocking, right?
Yeah, but that wasn't Ollie's fault. That was Fred McTominay.
I'm saying we.
Brother, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
We play shocking consistently, right? And we get results. I know fair.
How many times did you do that under Fergie, though?
A lot.
How many times?
A lot of times. But I just wanted to see something in terms of exciting. I want to be excited to watch the game, man. That's what it is. Like, it's so boring. Like,
you could get Poch and be like 5th or something.
But we gotta be careful what we wish for. We don't want to be like down in the dumps and that. You know, it is what it is. It could be worse. It could always be worse. You know, it could be scalps. Could be worse. Right. Anyways, listen, we're gonna finish on there. We have got a bit of breaking news. Harry Maguire is out for the season, coach. I don't know what you think about that. Just quickly.
Is it?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gutted because I told you.
Are you serious?
Yeah, apparently
he might be fit for the Europa League.
We're hopeful we'll get to the Europa League final. And I'll say again, I'm gutted about it. Number one, because I told you I don't want to see the other guy. You know which guy I'm talking about already.
Why?
Yeah.
Why is he the other guy?
Because he's gonna get sent off.
Oh, he's gonna get injured. He'll be injured.
I'm tired of hoping that he's gonna be fit. I still sit there and hope to this day that would he be fit for something. I'm tired of that. And I will not trust Twanzebe because the guy's 24 years old. He's still established for the first team, so forget about him.
Who are Burnley playing? They're winning. Whoever they're playing against.
Fulham.
Oh no.
Oh, they're winning.
That's Fulham down.
Relegation sorted, then, isn't it? So yeah. But no, I'm glad he's had a good season, man. He's had a very good season. He's been good.
To be fair to him, he has had a good season. There's been this notion that he hasn't. Daniel, just to get your thoughts quickly, because I know you love your defenders and whatnot. What do you reckon? How big of a miss is Maguire to Man United come the
massive? Massive, man. On every platform I've gone on, I've said he's underrated. I've always said that the only reason why he's seen as bad or seen as not a great defender is because he's the captain. And obviously, you want your captain to be like this stall and be like the best player. But if Harry Maguire wasn't given the armband and was allowed to just play his game, he is a very, very, he's a good Premier League defender to have. You can win the league with Harry Maguire as one of your centre backs, in my opinion. And I don't know if you man saw it. It even proves my point. I don't know if you guys saw the stats that they put for him against Villa. He's first in interceptions, first in tackles, first in a lot of things. Yeah. So, boy, like,
is that Prem or just Man United?
It's Man United.
Is it Man United?
I thought it was Prem.
Okay. Surely not.
Well, that's crazy.
I think it's Prem. It seems like it's Prem.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, if it is, then I need to apologize because I said it was.
See, you don't even think it's Prem. That shows what he's thought of.
I think he's done well, but the thing with Coach will agree with me, he pisses me off as soon as because he holds the ball for about 90 days.
But do you know what?
He plays the shit.
Do you know why?
Pass the ball, man.
Do you know why? I just think that the revisionism is mad. Like, and it's because of the age that we're in. We watch everything, we see everything, we pick up on every single mistake. Vidic was like this as well. Vidic was so rash. Imagine Vidic grew up, was playing now in our era, as good as a defender. In fact, as great as a defender he was.
So was that Aki's better than him or Stones, John Stones? Do you know what I mean?
Oh no. But like, for example, what Torres did to Vidic would have been all over the TL.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. But I think Maguire's quality is a big miss if he can't play Europa League, and he's an even bigger miss for England. If England can't get Harry Maguire to go to the Euros,
so they got Dyer and
Cody and Eric Dyer. Jesus Christ.
Those in English. Mings.
Mings,
by the way, is dog shit. We haven't mentioned this.
They can take Rob Holden and Callum Chambers as well. Don't forget about those.
I'm just gonna finish on this. How does Mings get in the England team? I will never bloody know.
Listen. Less said the better about that guy. Me and Cahill.
Their fans said he's the best centre back in the league now. Obviously, with
Southgate's a fraud as well, man.
Honestly, what's jokes about them saying that, is that his partner is actually a better defender than him, and he's English. And secondly, I'm going to put it up right now.
Konza's his partner.
Yeah, it is. And secondly, me and Cahill know someone who is the original third member of Free Midfield who loves Tyrone Mings, and I told him it's because he's tall and has an ugly mug on his face. That's what it is. So at the end of the day,
oh God. Listen, we'll wrap it there. Obviously, I'll let you guys comment on the England team. We're gonna do a lot of podcasts when it comes. No, it's gonna be sick because we're all gonna be supporting the same team. So that's gonna be a good laugh. So I'll be interested to see what happens there. Obviously, if England lose, I'm just gonna be a fraud and support whoever wins. But anyways, we'll leave that to when it happens. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Before we go, obviously, Kale and Culture do their video every Monday, 5:30. Make sure you go and check that out as well. Quality podcast, but I'll let them shout it out anyways. I would ask Kale, but I feel like Culture's probably going to remember. Culture, do you think, where can the people find you, bro?
Free Midfield Podcast on YouTube and Free Midfield on Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and SoundCloud. Check us out. And of course, you can catch us too every Monday on Usmaan Talking Night at 7 p.m. And me officially now hosting the show every Wednesday on Usmaan Talks United, which will then be called Kojo Talks United. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? It's going to be called Kojo's Show anyway as well. We're coming over here. Catch it out. Let us know in the comments what you want the title to be. Daniel, where can the people find you, brother?
Eyes on the Ball TV, man. That's where I'm at, man.
I'm going to sing it every day.
Yeah, so
Make sure you go show love to them and obviously follow Daniel on Twitter as well. He does a lot of good writing as well. Top quality writing, may I add. I was just reading, I was just thinking, Daniel's got away with words, I'm not gonna lie, he's got away with words. He's proper professional, so make sure you show love, man. It's obviously top quality, man, top quality. Let the people know, obviously they know where you're from anyways, but in case somebody don't, where can the people find you, bro?
Yeah, West Ham Fan TV on all the platforms, at The Lawless on the Twitter, and for my second channel, Dan Damo and Jace, for non-football related content. So Yes, we've got big plans. Big plans.
Yeah, make sure you check it out as well. As quality is quality. The weight loss journey is inspiring. We'll just leave it at that.
Jace, geez.
Please tell me he's lost some weight now. I know we're going off topic.
He has. I tell you what, it was so
okay.
funny. The last time we did it, the guy was stuck on 24 stone for 7 weeks. It was so funny. Every week, 24 stone. 24 stone.
I watched some of the episodes. I was like, how was it your reaction to his prices as well? Make sure you check out his proper quality content as well, man. Make sure you subscribe to all their channels. Obviously, follow me on Usmaan Talks United on my Twitter, and obviously, I forgot, vote on the poll. Vote on the poll. Obviously, you'll see it on all their socials as well. I completely forgot to do that. Vote on the poll. Who you think player of the season is? We had Diaz, Gundogan, Bruno, and Harry. Class A, you know the rest. It's been your boy Usmaan. Drop like, subscribe to the channel. Back